Last night a bitch nigga shot a real nigga. But we don't make no diss records, we just deal with it. Plus I be going through a lot, I never talk about it. And they using niggas songs in court, so I can't talk about it. Rap niggas think I'm dumb, like I don't see the play. I let them think they got the ups, they get them out the way. On FaceTime, my brother telling me he shot my mama, telling me to chill, but I know he seen that nigga face. But that's enough about that part. Talking about respect, well it's a must about that part. Playing with my money, well then it's up about that part. Cause when it's time to play ball, don't give a fuck about that part. They know I'm that nigga when they see me. Her man crush been a hater, her little brother won't beat me. Her friend been on my dick since I was passing out CDs. Her baby daddy a mark and her boyfriend probably a weenie. 3,300 on my book bag. Left some niggas in the past, but I don't look back. Shit kinda different, I ain't the man that I was. I seen death in too many forms and I ain't never really shook that. Don't let him rock you to sleep, true colors better believe him. I know that God got me, but I be riding with my reaper. Praying with my kids and even then I got my heater. And I be stepping so hard, this hoes in $1,000 sneakers. Take your bitch when I meet her and you ain't seen her in about 3 days. Knew I was a threat, I passed that stick like a relay. Spin it back to back, it's like a motherfucking replay. Turn your son into a bitch when I shoot, I think I'm D-Wade. Told him I'm a savage, if I want it, I'ma have it. Playing with my lettuce, cook your head like a cabbage. Tell them that I'm rich and I'm solid, that's the advantage. Bitch, bad kids, fresh little nigga, you can't stand it. Tell them big checks, yardsticks, not a roof. All I smoke is ops and I don't never smoke a hookah. Looking for a blessing that's worth it, Jesus and Judas. Tell them niggas game 6, my whole team full of shooters. I slide on a nigga like a motherfucking flip-flop. Pressure on your homie and I promise he'll flip-flop. Talking that wookie-woo, something. I know the police listen, so I ain't really saying nothing. I know these niggas envy, they can't manage how they feel. Jealousy's for bitches, you niggas pussy for real. A nigga get the drop and he happen to shoot. First we heal up and get back. We ain't going on the shirt, I swear to God.
Talking that wooty-woo, something. Know the police listen, so I ain't saying nothing. Talking that wooty-woo, something. Nigga cock back and aim and leave you bleeding where you running. Swear to God, nigga.
What's the deal, y'all? What's the deal? Rich Trapper tapping in, tuning in, trap. Wait. Rich Trapper tapping in, tuning in, trap News Network. Good news you can use. Good knowledge. You ain't finna get nobody's college. Tap in with that tap in. If you ain't tapped in with that tap in with everything we got going on here at TNN Trap News Network. Here at TNN Trap News Network. It's that good news you can use. It's that good knowledge. You ain't finna get nobody's college. Tap in with the tap in if you ain't got tapped in with that. Excuse me, with that tap in. We finna jump back into this content, man. Sunday, so you know we ain't finna do too much. You wanna be a part of the family? Hit me up on Instagram, TRAPNEWS, NETWORX, Trap News Network. We'd love to have you on the team. Let's talk about it. We're gonna jump into S. Wiggins, LA Hoods You Never Knew Had Beef, Part 2, the most underrated beats. Got a lot of love for S. Wiggins, man. I really enjoy this channel. Something that I watch on my personal time, so I decided to share with y'all. Hit him with a like, comment, subscribe. I just did. Big shout out to Worldwide Wiggins on this Sunday. Let's get into it. Let's go. He giving us news we can use and knowledge you can't get nobody's college. Kind of like I'm a radio DJ. Power 106. You heard?
Welcome and welcome back to S Wiggins TV. It's your host of the most. I'm the voice of the underground West Coast, Worldwide Wiggins. Back with something dope for y'all. Hey, them interviews is cold, but hey, you guys fell in love with this channel. Cause you know when I pop my shit and I hit you with that stuff you ain't never seen coming. Alright, so with that being said, man, today we gonna be talking about the underrated hood war. That's right, LA hoods you guys never knew got into it. We're gonna talk about some of the craziest hood beefs that nobody talk about, and even hood beefs that you never knew about in LA. So let's get down to it. Come on. First up, Front Street Watts, Crip, versus the Circle City Paul Rules. This is one of the ones where if you know, you know. All right, these two, you know, I think they came to a little ceasefire or whatever, you know, to say the least. But these two would definitely go at it, bro. It's one of them ones. And also Front Street.
I'm like I'm already knowing. Sorry. AZ Chike reference.
Is notorious for going at it with the Backstreet Crips. Now, for this one, if you didn't know, Front Street and Backstreet used to all be, you know what I'm saying, I ain't gonna say one, but they all came from
I mean, I would imagine that Front Street and Back Street at one point in time had an alliance if they don't still have an alliance.
East Side Crips, you know what I'm saying, back in the days of Raymond, Washington, and then they broke off. Some went to the Front Street, some went to the Back Street, if you didn't know your history, man. But these two, this was a beef that, you feel me, them apartments, if you know, you know, put it like that. But anyway, we could even take it a step further. The back streets, okay, they started a hood over near West LA, West Adams area, and they went at it with the gear gangs. I could even talk about that. They started a hood over here, they tried to set up shop in the gear gangs. And
well, I can imagine that would cause conflict. Trying to set up an establishment, somebody else is already working establishment.
I don't mean that in no disrespect, bro. You know I rock with y'all back streets, bro. It's love. I did that episode. I even did Front Street versus Back Street, if you know, you know. But they set up shop in the gears, man, and then it's just real touchy. They clapped one of the gears, and then the gears came back, and then it went crazy. It went up. If you want me to do that, drop a comment. You know I know how to say it without saying it. You feel me? But yeah, that's it.
That's why I like Worldwide Wiggins. He's very politically correct.
Those were some crazy ones. And this just one. This just number one. All right, moving on to number two. All right, this is a good one. The 10-line Gangster Crips / the S-line Dresser versus the Super Watch 13. My ninja, if you lived in Watts, anywhere near the train tracks or somewhere on Wilmington or Anzac somewhere, bro, these two was going at it like Vietnam, bro. See, it's a lot more than you. I know you guys mainly know about Gray Street, South to Gray Street and Bonnie Hunters and the bigger gangs, but these little gangs, boy, they was going at it. And Watts is one of them cities where, you know, races, you know, they'll click up. Different colors will click up, like Latinos and blacks will really click up. So the 10-line...
The enemy of my enemy is my friend. It's like the video of Grape Street and the Grape Street Crips. They got that thing going.
And the DS line, DS is 10 in Spanish. You know, I'm Professor. I ain't gonna put my coat on, but I'm Professor Wiggins right now. They clicked up. They came together and went at it with the Sada Watch 13. These dudes, the Sada Watch 13, Quadis Kept is one of the vicious ones, bro. But I see nobody talks about it. But they with the bush. I know I know what's going on. But yeah, this was one of the worst beefs ever. Back to back. And also, another one people don't talk about.
Things we never know about when we lived on the West Side.
Is the 10-line gangsters versus the badass gangster Crips. Now, I don't know too much about the history, whether if they came from 10-line. I don't know about that, but these two, they got a co-history too, man. If you want me to do that, tap in, bro. It's good. All right, moving along. Raymonds versus Block Crip. This is one of the ones that people really don't know about, bro, because...
Yeah, that's the one I was definitely on the under.
This is something that went on back in the days. And Raymonds also went at it with the UGs. And this was in the days of Bogart. You feel me? I was just tripping off of Spud the Blood, the homie, man, where he was talking.
Spud the Blood is a cool name. I'm not gonna lie. That's a pretty cool name. That's a good one. Spud the Blood. Yeah, that's a good one.
About Bogart.
Spud the Blood.
Or used to have a laugh just before.
It's like you can holler down the street. Spud the Blood. It's a good name. It's a good holler down the street name for sure.
Or he shot people like, hey, it's Bogart too. This Raymond's kill. I'm gonna get you. It's good. Boom, 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 boom.
Bogart gonna come through. This Bogart send his Raymond that irritating ass laugh. You know, you gotta say I was on 3 scenes when he actually killed it. I actually was running or there when he came through putting work in. And he always laughed. You know, that's Raymond. And dumped. No shit.
Having somebody laugh before they start knocking at you, that's kind of scary.
That's crazy, homie. But yeah, man, the Ravens went at it with the blocks and the UGs. You know, I think Bogart passed away in the hundreds somewhere. You feel me? I ain't finna get into all that, but you know what I'm saying? But he was by the sheriffs, man. But yeah, moving along. This is a good one, bro. The West Side Mafia Crips versus the Budlow Gangster Crips. The Rolling Hunters. Okay.
Damn. That was one I didn't know about.
I did this one on Small Hood War. These two been going at it for decades, bro. This is one of the vicious Small Hood Wars. I went into detail on this one. You feel me? I'm talking about crazy. Matter of fact, here's a snippet. Check it out.
Here's some alleged events. One day the 99s was chilling on 99th, and somebody allegedly walked by it real fast. Before they could say, hey, who that is right there? Whoever it was, I don't know, just up and start busting at him. Boom, boom, boom. Another time the 99s went over to the Budlongs and bust on them, you know. And after they get through busting at them, the 99s turn on Normandy, headed back to Century to their hood, and next thing you know, you hear, bow, 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 bow. They start smacking back at them, chasing them. So the 99s drive through traffic and go back to their turf, try to get situated, get ready. And the Budlongs really followed them into their hood. So the 99 hopped out the driver's seat, and he get bust at, and he tried to block his face with his hand, and a bullet went in and out of his hand. Bow. And then, guess what? When the Budlongs came over there and they started smacking at each other, the Budlongs' car shut off while they was in the turf.
Crazy, dude. If you ain't watched that, make sure you go check it out. All right? Now, the East Side 99 Mafia Crips versus Hat Gang Watch Crips. This one right here specifically needs a documentary. I need to do a Small Hood War on this one, bro, because the East Side 99s, they never get their credit, bro. And like I said, I put 99 Mafias on, I put Hat Gang Watch on that list, bro.
It's so much going on in these LA streets that we never know about. So many things going on that we bypass, and it's just like, goodness gracious, this is chaos everywhere.
Cause they don't play. These two used to go at it, bro. That whole area right there, Watch period is a war zone. This is just, we just gonna keep it honest. All right. I know about which is gonna get a laugh out of this next one, bro. The Bang Stars versus everybody. I better not hear those jokes in the comments. But believe it or not, bro, Bang Stars that went at it with the Denver Lions, the Gardina Crips, and even your boy Rico from Hawthorne Thug Family. He was talking about the Bang Stars tried to.
That nigga Rico from Hawthorne Thug Family. Shout out to that guy.
Blowing down, bro, and by one of their older members, bro, tried to catch him slipping and blick him down.
Man, Rico, please be safe, bro. Please be safe, Rico.
When he was just a kid. Bang Stars is vicious, bro. All right, the Payback Crips and Gardina versus the Psycho Stressor in Gardina. This beef started back in the days, early 90s, when the Paybacks jacked one of the Psychos, you know, and they bullied him, jacked him for they duck. Psycho struck back, you know, and that's straight from the homie from Payback's mouth. Them Psychos, they turned up, bro. They was sly. But they was, Paybacks did their thing. They beat them. They pushed them out the city. But the Psychos definitely put up a fight, bro. But that's one of the craziest wars that nobody talks about. But the Psychos 13, they was over there on Budlong and 130th for Monsonware. Yeah. All right. The original Swamp Compton Crips versus Lantana Block. I like to give a free Wheezy, man. You know, this is one of the wars that went out of hand, but thankfully it got squashed. They came to a mutual understanding because a little kid was shot during this war, bro. That's what you guys don't know. And Swamps, bro, it's a lot of Compton hoods, bro, that you guys don't hear about, but they get busy, bro. They get in. They don't play over there. And Swamps then also went at it with the West Side Park Rules and Campanella Parks and held their own. I think that needs to be noted. Now, I know they got the truth. It's good. I'm happy brothers coming together, bro, but we got to put respect on Swamps, bro. They with that hood.
So Lantana, that's the hood that AD from. So they be having AD hood be going up. They made it to S. Wiggins. All right. That's where I think Ho from over there too. So damn. All right. It's a lot. Quiet beats going on in here.
Real talk. All right. Let me hit you with something you didn't know. You feel me? And you know, Professor Wiggins got to hit you with at least one wobbler, bro. An older homie from the 40s told me, I ain't gonna say it was, you know, gunplay or nothing like that, but he told me, did you know, correct me if I'm wrong, that's what he said. Make sure you gonna quote me right. He said, back in the days, the legends in the 5-5 neighborhoods had some friction. You know, what it was over, I didn't have enough time to gather the information. I really wanted to put this out, but...
So that's where Crip Mac is from. It's from 5-5, obviously.
That was a crazy one, bro. But yeah,
that's an interesting one, because typically neighborhood Crips don't get into it with each other.
I'll be on the subject. Oh, I got another good one for y'all.
Considering that they're both smaller neighborhood Crips, that's definitely interesting for sure too.
You know, the 5-5s and the Brims went at it. You feel me? Or go at it. That's one of the ones, one of the most known ones. But another wobbler, bro, what I heard from a different homie, he said the troubles and the Brims kind of came to, like, I ain't gonna say like a click up. I'm gonna say like an understanding. Like, you know what, bro? We beefing with neighborhoods, bro. We ain't tripping.
Now, that's one thing that it seems like everybody who doesn't get along with the neighborhood Crips in LA can all agree on. We could all get along with each other to go against them.
On each other, bro. And I'm not making fun of them or anything like that. I'm just regurgitating what the homie told me, bro. He was like, at one point, bro, like, whether it be the 90s or the 2000s, bro, like, the troubles and the Brims then came to a cool little understanding, like ceasefire, like, nah, we sliding on neighborhoods. That's the main focus. Is it true? Let me know. If you gonna quote me right. All right, another one, you guys.
I mean, based upon the way things have escalated into 2025, it seems like that aged pretty well. Because, I mean, a lot of what would be enemy gangs come together to go against the neighborhood Crips.
Don't know about, or don't talk about. The Broadway gangsters, yeah, we know they beef with Langs and all of that, but a beef that, you know, people rarely talk about is them going at it with the T-zones, the Twilight Zone Crips in LA on 110th Street. A small hood, bro, but you feel me? That's my specialty. All right? Speaking of small hoods, bro, that people don't give credit to, what about the Ward Lane Compton Crips, bro, versus Elm Street and my Parole? Boy, I feel like I put Ward Lane Compton Crips too low on that list, bro. Them over there, hey, be slide, bro. Y'all best to put respect on their name, bro. I ain't saying it because they Compton Crips, bro, but I'm telling you, bro, if you know, you know. For a small hood, bro, they hold their own, bro. Real talk, all right? And Elm Street, too. Don't get it twisted. This ain't one-sided, bro, all right? And we gonna end it off with the 8-7 Gangsters versus the Hoopers. Now, if you missed this, I talked about it on my other channel when I interviewed Boo Manson in the whole interview, where he said, you know, it kind of started over, you know, a female over a...
It always starts over a female. These hoes ain't loyal. You not a hoe, you wouldn't know.
Party, and then the Alpha Hoovers and the 8-7 Gangsters start going at it. I'll leave the link, bro, or I'll put it in the video if I'm not too lazy for you to check it out. But yeah, that's it for today, man. Just to feel me. This wasn't no dime sack, man. This wasn't no nickel sack, man. It was low-key a zip, man. You know, 3.5, man. You know what I'm saying? You ain't paying for it, so I don't want to hear shit. But yeah, man. Hey, by the way, before we get up out of here, bro, make sure you tune in on Friday. I got something crazy. Just tune in on Friday, man. If I don't drop it Friday, Saturday for sure, bro. But I'm finna get something off my chest. I've been meaning to get off my chest for a minute. But make sure you like.
Up out there to the next one. Y'all know the deal. Red dots to the left. Y'all know the rest. It's free Avenue. Ain't free. We are gone.